Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 23rd of March 2025. Today's video is The Thief Prophet. May the blessing of Allah be upon him. When we read the Quran, some things are not so clear until you go and examine the history of what happened. In the third chapter of Quran, verse 161, I'm going to put it in the description box. It speaks of the Prophet of Allah when he was invading one of his invasion called, the name of the invasion was called Badr. And by the way, that was during Ramadan. He did two invasion in Ramadan. Badr, that was the first one, and when he went to conquer Mecca, it was Ramadan, and this month supposed to be the month of prayer and meditation and so on and so forth. Nonetheless, there was war and killing. Anyway, let's get to the main point. The thief prophet. This is very interesting because unless you read the explanation of that verse 3:161, you wouldn't understand so much. The story here is when the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, give the respect, during the Battle of Badr. Of course, these are very wealthy merchants whom he wanted to rob their caravan. And these, you could say, like billionaires of today's standard. Somebody like Bill Gates, like Elon Musk, like Steve Jobs, like the current prince of Saudi Arabia, people with tremendous wealth. So these people, if they need a suit, I don't think they go and buy it in a department store like an average person. These people, they have their suit or whatever garment they need handmade for them from a special tailor. So after the battle, they loot and they gather everything, men, women, boys, kids, and they divide the looting among them. Of course, they kill the men and the looting. Women are part of the looting. Kids, boys and girls, are part of the looting because you can enslave them. Women, you can, they are what your right hand possess. You can use them for your sexual pleasure at any moment. So, hey, that kind of vocation pays off, so why not? So all these people who were interested in this garbage, they gathered in that dirty hole. Anyway, during that invasion, there was a very expensive velvet garment. I'm not sure if it was this, because the language changes. They say it was a red velvet. It could have been just one of the wealthy people buying velvet to use it in his own home or sell it to another wealthy merchant or what, I don't know. So that piece of velvet, whether it was just a fabric or a garment, disappeared. Everybody saw it and it must have been very impressive, very beautiful. It disappeared. The thing is here in the explaining this Quranic verse, everybody, all the gang said the Prophet of Allah stole it, took it. That's stealing. Because in his teaching, the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, he was telling them, when we go out to invade, and all of us, we have to bring the looting to the Prophet of Allah. Even though you are thieves, you cannot steal from the looting. You have to have an honor, integrity. Bring all the looting in front of the Prophet of Allah. He will take his 20% for him and for Allah. So he takes the 20% first. He will choose whatever he likes, and then he will divide with Allah. So probably he will throw all the gold and the silver and all the looting, his 20%, up to the sky, and Allah will catch whatever he wants. You know, maybe Allah wants a pack of cigarette or some whiskey or something. You know, you never know what the Allahs need. And then the rest comes down to the Prophet of Allah, and that is his share. Of course, he will take the best of the best. I mean, in the story of claiming the Jewish young lady Safiya bint Huyay, he didn't see her in the beginning. Another person took her. And it seems, when you read the story, everybody said that she was very beautiful, she was very pretty. So it seems to me like another one of the gang wanted to share it with this man. I shouldn't call him a man, but anyway, you know what I mean. And this man said, no, I took her as one of my booties and she's mine now. So the other guy got hot. I mean, hey, you don't want to share? She's beautiful. At least you take her 1 week. Give her to me 1 week. And, you know, he said, no, she's mine. So he went to the Prophet of Allah, told him, this girl is beautiful. She's the daughter of the head of the tribe. You are the only one who is supposed to do that with her. So in a way, is like, if I can't have some of that, neither one of us will have it. I'll get the Prophet to take her. So the Prophet looked at her, hey. Right away, he said to this guy, this one of his guys, give her to me, I give you 7 other girls from my looting, from my 20%. He cannot do anything because this is the Prophet of Allah. He has the ultimate word. So that piece of velvet, it was beautiful. And to a person who was always, he didn't have a father to direct him. His mother gave him to a woman to take care of him. And then when his mother died, he was thrown to his uncle and then to his grandfather. Practically, he was not wanted by anyone. So that nobody bought him anything. And he was not wanted. So you can imagine a person like that, he wants good things for himself because he never seen good things in life. Nobody treated him to a fine garment or good meal. So he saw that beautiful velvet. He didn't want to take the chance that somebody will want it and then they will say, okay, let's cut it in pieces. He wanted whole. So it disappeared. Everyone said the Prophet of Allah took it. So Gabriel, the angel of the Allah, came right away to testify that that prophets don't steal. Prophets don't steal. Even though this is looting and it's all stolen, but among ourselves, we are like the mafia. We don't steal from each other. We have dignity and honor. Yeah. I mean, if you watch cowboy movies, when a gang go and rob a bank, and they succeed in robbing the bank, and in dividing the wealth or the money or the gold that they stole from the bank, always the top thief will have a plan after they steal the gold to get rid of all of his followers, the gang, and his second hand man, he will convince the second hand man that only 2 of us or 3 of us on top will divide this wealth among us, among ourselves. The thing is, because they are thieves, there's no guideline, there is no morality, so everything is okay. Each one of them is planning individually how to get rid of the other 2 or the other 1. And normally in these movies, all of them, they kill each other and they die, and the gold either left somewhere or the bank reclaim it or whatever. But what I want to arrive to is there's no honor in the den of thieves. So if my brother stole something, I wouldn't embarrass him even if I know he stole something. Before it gets complicated, I will talk to him on the side. I say, that will get ugly, so give me whatever you took. I'll give it to him, I'll give it to them, and let's not do that again. But if a person that I hate, he did that, I will say, yeah, he stole it. And all of them, all of the follower of the blessed prophet said, he stole it. It shows you how much they love this prophet. Apparently, they didn't. Nobody saw him taking it and hiding it. Yet, right away, they accused him that he took it, because they know themselves they were somewhere and they came back and it disappeared. He was the only one with it. And Allah sent him a verse that prophets don't steal. And if you steal from your gang, on the day of judgment, you will bring whatever you stole, and it will testify in front of the Allah that you are a thief. You didn't keep your word to your gang. And the thing here is, in the final days of the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, I mean, when people are in their final days, I don't think they are aware of what's on their bed or what's on the floor or what's in the kitchen. They are just barely breathing. And when a person you know for a long time is dying, people go to visit him. So his followers started to go to visit him. And on his deathbed, there it lies, the piece of red velvet, whether it was a garment or just a plain piece of red velvet. I mean, velvet back, I mean, you see, we have mechanical machines now to produce fabric and to make velvet very quickly. It's not that expensive. It is expensive, but I mean, in comparison, how they did it back then, 1400 years ago, probably it was intensive labor and you had to pay for that. You have to be very wealthy. And then after that, to create a garment out of this beautiful velvet, it must have been very, very expensive. And to a person who lived impoverished life, he wanted to feel like somebody. So he thought if he wears this, then if he has it in his home, he is already somebody. So he take it, he took it, he stole it, put whatever. But in my opinion, this is theft. Even, I mean, of course, the fact that you invade other people and you loot their wealth, you kill them, that's already, you are a thief. But you're not just a regular thief, you are a thief stealing. I mean, I don't think the mafia, they have a code of honor among themselves that they should not betray one another. They should not look at each other's wife. They should not violate like other family member from their gang people. Like I cannot go if I am a gang person. I'm with the mafia. I cannot go and have extramarital affair with the daughter of another mafia person or the wife of another mafia person. They have that respect. But here, everything goes. So in there's hadith about this piece of red velvet, that garment. When the Prophet of Allah died, they said, put that velvet with him in his grave, so that Allah will ask him about it on the Day of Judgment. I mean, he is the one who said on the Day of Judgment in the Quran, you will be asked about things that you stole from your gangster. It shows me that if this was the teaching of God and you violate it, because you are the one who brought it, it means there was either no God, no revelation, or you are a fake person and you are making things up to control people for your own self-interest. So I'm planning to expose every week now something about the Prophet of Allah. I mean, I'm really grateful for the presence of the internet. I wish I can utilize it more. And we can learn more about the Prophet of Allah, what the Prophet of Allah was doing, and all the good things that we have inherited from him, so that we can advance in life. Thank God for him. Without him, we could all go to hell, and we don't know that we'll be asked about the things that we stole. I mean, honestly, the Quranic verse, it speaks about any prophet who steals, Allah will be asked, and he will be in bad situation, because he wouldn't know how to answer to the Allah. So this is the example of many people, the highest example. And when we expose this, I know there are more than one half 1.5 billion Muslim all over the world. And it seems to be difficult now. But this is building a momentum because I saw a video. I don't know really if, because it's one of the most prominent Islamic leader in Egypt, admitting that the Quran is full of violence, Quranic violence. And he was saying, I don't know if this is an artificial intelligence, AI. It could be, but either way, it spills real disaster now on that ideology. Why? This man, who is one of the most prominent Islamic leaders in Egypt, well respected by Muslims, those who don't think, unfortunately, admitting that the book is full of violence, of killing, murdering, killing the Jews, killing the Christian, killing the infidel, killing the non-believer, killing everyone. He's admitting that, but many people admit that. The book itself, if you read it, it says that. The thing is, what he is saying now, he's saying that the Prophet of Allah was illiterate. Hence, his followers, because they were violent people, they wrote whatever they wanted so that they can justify the invasions that they were doing to other people, other tribes, other towns, other merchants, and stealing their wealth. But he himself, the Prophet of Allah himself, in the last 10 years of his life, he participated at least in 27 invasions of looting, destroying, raping. So, if this is him, I don't know how he will justify that to the 1400 years past. And if it's an AI, it means the AI now can use a person like that who is well informed about what Islam is and fabricate a video after another. Because sometimes probably if people see me and they know that I'm against Islam, they may not pay attention to my video. They don't want to hear it. But when it comes, even if it's an AI, from a person like that, and probably it will be more like him, speaking about what's in Quran, a little by little, that will gain a momentum and this ideology will collapse. We thank you very much, and if you have any suggestion, let me know.